Well, hello there. How are you doing? Welcome back. Today we have a new pick a card reading, which is all going to be about how do they see you? What do they see in you? The idea is that they will both refer to the people that you come into contact with, people you know, people you don't know, as well as spirit slash people who have known you for a bit longer, as in a deeper light. What do they see within you? So yeah, the intention with this one is pretty straightforward. Just pump us up. It's always nice to have a confirmation about all the amazing stuff that people can perceive within us, as well as hopefully some interesting things that we may not have perceived so far. So it's also going to be like an awareness exercise to see if you're aware of everything, the plethora of things that people are seeing within you. And yeah, I'm very excited about this one. If you enjoy the content, please like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out when your boy posts new videos like so. And without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so we got 4 groups in front of us. And I'm going to be asking you to choose which pile calls out for you the most, reaches out to you the most, because of your intuition, knowing that whatever pile, whatever crystal you feel drawn to, will be the pile that has the messages that you're meant to hear at this point in time. So take your time, pause the video if you need to really tune into the piles, the crystals, while I'm presenting them to you, so that you can make your choice. And once this choice is made, you can directly fast forward to this timestamp below, which is going to be either in the pinned comment or in the description box, so you can jump directly to your reading. So for group number 1, pile number 1, we're going to have the rose quartz here. Group number 2, we're going to have the amazonite. Can bring it closer even. And group number 4 is going to be the amethyst. The piece of amethyst geode. So there you go. Take your time, tune into your intuition, see what pile calls out to you, calls out for your attention, and I'm going to see you at your pile directly. See ya. Group number 1, hi, how are you? Hope you're doing amazing, hope you're curious, hope you're excited about the message, as much as I am. If you chose pile number 1, if you chose the rose quartz, that's gonna be your reading, so let's not waste any more time and let's get to it. So I've already pulled the cards, and the reason being is because in this reading you're gonna see we're gonna like split up in the middle the reading in 2 parts. On this side we're gonna have what people perceive of you, the intention being at first glance. It may be random strangers you pass by in the street, maybe people you're more like you are a little more familiar with but don't necessarily know you all that well. It's like this first vibe impression that we're going to have on this side. And on this other side, it's all going to be about how spirits see you and how do people who know you much better and a little deeper see you. So we're going to have like the superficial vibe, what you come off as, and what's actually going on, again from an external point of view, which is the most exciting thing in my opinion. I like it when we discover new things. So we got, for what's going on with the wait, what is this? Yeah, the first impression. So we got temperance. There you go, a little closer. Temperance, Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands. Okay. Well, lots to say about that. And here we got the World and the 9 of Cups. Love that. I want to put the World on the right. Let's put them this way. Yeah, the Ophion camera gray. So let's start on this side first with the tarot. Well, just the fact first of all that we got 2 Wands cards and the Major Arcana, to me it's indicated that you come up as someone who could be a little fiery. You could, that's gonna be like, it's gonna depend on many people, because this fire energy can express itself through many different ways. So some of you could appear as like a someone who is very motivated. Some others could come off as people who are very passionate. Some people could be seen as like party frenzies. I'm getting, some people could be perceived as very dynamic, Some people could be perceived as all of what I've just described. But yeah, a very strong fiery energy, very noticeable. That's for sure. It's like people do notice you straight off the bat. It's like, you know, it's like when you meet these people, but you don't necessarily remember their name, not necessarily their face, because you've just seen them barely for a few moments and they didn't like strike anything in particular. Well, people tend to remember your face. If they haven't seen you ever before and they just get to see you for a few seconds, they may not know your name, but they definitely know your face. Because yeah, there's just something, your vibe calls out for attention. I'm hearing is like there's something about you. Again, it could be in very different ways, but I'm just feeling this fiery energy. It's like it's bright. People see it. That could also reflect itself physically. I'm hearing like something about colored hairs. Well, that's very specific again, but some of you could enjoy having colored hairs. It's just something about you that makes people remember your face, you know. So that's a first random message, but here it is. Well, continuing on these two cards, I'm just sensing that you come off as someone who's very determined. As in, I just feel like, again, I'm hearing that some of you may not necessarily see it, but we're only talking about the first impression that people have of you. It's like people definitely perceive you as someone who has goals, big dreams in their lives, as someone ambitious, I'd say, and who has clear boundaries, who's very strong, can be resilient, can endure a lot for the sake of getting to where they want to go, and who loves to just go for it. Like, you come off as someone who could be pretty adventurous, pretty open to new ideas, especially when you're embarking on a new project that you don't necessarily know how it's gonna come to be. Could be someone who's very open to new opportunities, new ways to see the world, new ways of doing whatever it is that you are seeking. But definitely someone who enjoys the journey of getting to your goals. Someone who could, I'm also hearing like someone who enjoys being with people, like having a strong friendship group. You could come off as someone who has a lot of friends. Again, it may not actually be the case, but you're the kind of person who would appear at least social in a way. People perceive you as social enough to be the kind of person who would be moving almost as a pack, you know, like with friends, with a lot of friends. You could be traveling a lot. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of movement in your energy, like someone who is not static, who has goals, who has big dreams, and who goes for it, just simply goes for it. It's very, I'd say, what would be the word to describe that? Like, I'd say almost very self-aware, especially with the Temperance card. You come off as someone who's very self-aware, like aware of what their dreams is. There we go. That's what I was picking up. Like, not scared to not fit in, not scared to not make sense to people. That's definitely another thing I'm hearing. Like, something about you is like people are a little like, some people that cross your path are a little surprised for how bold you appear. It may be physically, but I'm especially getting a vibe. That vibe may be manifesting physically, but just your vibe is like very bold, unapologetic, I'm hearing. And so it's definitely something. Yeah, very fiery in your face kind of energy, which is very interesting. Yeah, very determined, very like always aiming at the stars and chases the mountains. So very, I'd say I'm also feeling like, oop, the camera. I'm feeling ambitious. People see you as, like, they look at you at first glance, they look at you as if they were looking at the mountains, like, oh my god, that's huge. Like, the energy, the vibe I'm getting from this person is huge. I'm hearing that some people feel intimidated. With the Temperance card, funnily enough, I'm not getting the traditional reading from this card. The traditional reading is like the card of harmony, of peace, of calm. And I'm definitely sensing that you come off as someone who values these things a lot. It's like, because of your, I'm gonna get used to the frame of the camera, I swear. It's like, With the Nine of Wands, I definitely feel that you come off of someone who has strong boundaries, and they could be like, it, I wouldn't necessarily say that it necessarily come off as someone who has like very strong boundaries in the sense that they will not do things in a very obvious manner and that it feels unworkable for the people around. Absolutely not. It's more the kind of person who is self-aware of how their piece goes around enough so that they're gonna implement in their lives a lot of different little boundaries. So much so that, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by a neighbor who is vacuuming their place. Let me just go close the window. I'm gonna be back. Okay, where was I? Yeah, you're definitely someone who appears like to be self-aware to the degree that you have a lot of little things implemented into your life. Like it could be someone who has a schedule, someone who decides to go to bed at a fixed hour, and like a lot of very tiny non-negotiables in your life which ensure a sense of harmony and peace because you know how you function. That's this kind of vibe I'm getting from a temperance. But on top of it, something very particular. I'm getting like some people see you uptight, and that's definitely not everyone, and that's very interesting because I do not get this kind of energy here on this side. But yeah, one side message about that. If when I say that some people see you as uptight, you observe within yourself a very strong emotional reaction of a defensive nature, Spirit are definitely inviting to see yourself with love and compassion and to see why you're feeling so burdened by how someone would see you. Because I'm definitely sensing that this kind of, since we're talking about the energy at first glance, is definitely a projection on this one, but I'm sensing some people would see that as a trigger. Like some people would care about people seeing them as uptight or not. Because I don't see you as someone who is uptight, but if that's triggering, Spirit's definitely coming through as in, hey, why do you feel uptight? You know you are. Why is it bothering? Why is it bothering you? That's fruitful thoughts I'm hearing. Just, from love and compassion. Doesn't have to feel heavy. So where is it coming from? Why do you take it personally when I genuinely feel that it's not? But I feel that that's a very specific message for a minority of the viewers. But for the majority of you, I'm really sensing like when I said uptight, we're like, what? As in surprise, surprise, surprise. I'm just sensing that it's coming. It's like you being this unapologetic about your boundaries is triggering people around you. As in, oh my god, they seem to know themselves so well. They seem to care so much about themselves. And they have so many little non-negotiables in their lives that they have implemented for the sake of ensuring their peace of mind, their peace of spirit, their peace of everything, their harmony. That it just triggers these people who are not used to... I'm hearing like, especially the people who are used to have everything as fast as they want it, Like people who are not necessarily used to respect this kind of things. But yeah, that's a very specific message. Yeah, I really do see like some people saying like oh my gosh, she's so uptight, she's pretending to be so perfect just because they're themselves not used to caring about themselves to this degree. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Am I getting something else from that? Not yet. Well, we're gonna leave it here. On the other end, we have how spirit are seeing you. I'm sensing especially spirit. I'm not getting so much like people who've known you for a longer time. They could definitely be coming through this, but I'm severely sensing spirit's intervention. That is how you're seeing the spirit realm. I'm sensing like how is your team seeing you. They're definitely seen as someone who is very whole and complete, but doesn't necessarily perceive it. It's like spirit is definitely seeing you like just this gem, this golden gem, like such a precious being, such a precious soul, such a beautiful soul. And the cutest thing is that they don't even realize it fully yet. That's what I'm hearing. But very whole. It's like we have the references to the four suits in Tarot Girl the fish for the water, got the leaves uh, for the earth, the feathers for the fire, for the wands we got the butterflies for the air, for the swords. I mean, it's very, very whole and complete energy. Yeah, I'm getting a very ironic, but very, it's like, it's an ironic energy, but Spirit is just seeing you with such like love and compassion. It's really like, I'm seeing this image. Yeah, I'm not, spirits are coming in heavily, like one idea at a time, please. I'm not even reading the traditional tarot. I'm sensing it's just like channeling right now. Well, interesting. Spirits have a lot to say. But I'm definitely, like, they definitely see like this cup, which is half hidden by the foliage. As in, such a beautiful, precious thing, such an innocent light, something which is so cute, so innocent, so beautiful, so gorgeous, but which is still hiding. Still hiding. It's like you can see the cup, but not fully. It's not completely stepping in the light right now. And yeah, I'm definitely hearing it's like you could be the kind of person who's gone through a lot in the past. You could definitely be this kind of person. And Spirit is just like showing me so much love and pride. It's like spirits are so freaking proud of you, of everything you've done, of how far you've come. Honestly, that's another message. Is like, please realize how far you've come. Just look at who you used to be 2 years ago. Go for that time frame, and see how much you've changed. And that gives me a lot more context on what's going on here. It's like the vibe that you're, like the energy that you're coming off as to people who don't necessarily know you, is very like independent. It's very, I mean, it makes sense if for someone who's gone through a lot that they would just start caring for themselves and just live their lives the way they want it, and eventually care less and less about what people think. Hence the uptight I had from earlier. It's like, it makes sense now, definitely, because I definitely do feel that, yeah, you may have gone through a lot, but just Spirit are just so proud of you. I feel like you've been on a healing journey for quite a long time, and you've just been discovering yourself more and more, and falling in love with yourself deeper, deeper in love, and deeper still. And that's just such, they're just showing me like such a beautiful unfolding. It's like, it's not on the obvious side, it's not overt, but I'm definitely sensing that, yeah, you've just been blooming these past years, and Spirit is just showing me so much love and compassion, but especially pride. They're so proud of it. It's like, oh yeah, that's the human being I'm behind. That's the one I'm helping. So yeah, that's really, really, really cute. But I'm definitely sensing like how you come off as, like, how you're perceived on a deeper level as someone who is very whole. Like, I'm getting also like all soul vibes kind of energy for those of you who know what it refers to. Like someone who's very wise, who has a lot of wisdom, someone who knows their shit, honestly. Like, you know who you are, but you just don't admit to it because you've been carrying a lot of stuff that is not necessarily true. You've been putting it to the side, you've been coming back into your own alignment, and you're still on this journey, and it's just the better it gets, the better it gets, I'm hearing. But just like such a beautiful energy, like a star who doesn't realize it is one. It's this kind of energy. Very, very cute. So here I have oracle cards which are going to help us to dive deeper. Again, I've pre-pulled them for the sake of splitting them into the two parts. So we're going to start with the animal spirit. Here we go. The crow spirit. And for the other side, we actually got two on the other side. Frog spirit and ant spirit. Kukri spirit. I definitely getting back this energy. Again, here we are on the side that is like at first glance on the left. I'm definitely getting back this energy of independence, but healthy independence. Not in the sense of, oh yeah, I don't need anyone. No, it's more the sense, I definitely do feel that. This could be very specific, but I feel it's quite general to the people who are reading this pile. My pile number ones. One big lesson that you have learned in life already is the fact that you don't have to do it alone, but perhaps the people you expected to be helping you were not the one to do so. And I was subject to hurt, a lot of hurt in the past. And today you're definitely more as in, I know that I'm co-creating with spirit. Like literally what the course says, it's like, I know I'm not alone. It's integrated within me that I am not alone. I'm an indivisible piece of this world, and this whole world is working with me. I'm so connected to everything. But to people who are not aware of that, you come off as someone who is very, very independent and sometimes uptight, which is very ironic. Like very unapologetic energy that I'm getting. But this card is definitely indicating me that some people who get past, like some people just get stuck on their first impression, and this kind of first impression of, oh, you're so independent, uptight, is definitely from the people who are not very self-aware. The people who get past their lack of self-awareness, or simply the people who just see you better, which I would say is the majority, but we had a heavy accent on those who don't for some reason, they definitely pick up on the fact that you are aware of your connection with the world. As in, they definitely see that, sure, you're very fiery energy, you go and get what you want, and you're always like having these big dreams and ambitions, but you know you're not alone. You have this faith in you, I'd describe it this way, this knowing that it's just gonna be alright, and that somehow it's gonna work out, because again, I'm an indivisible piece of this big puzzle that is our Earth. That's a very, I'd say, noble energy. I'm getting this energy of people just see you as, yeah, like this very noble energy, and aware. A lot of awareness is coming through this one. That is very interesting. On the spirit side, when we dig a little deeper, I definitely do see Frog Spirit clear out the clutter. I'm definitely getting the sense of, wait, we don't see them very well. There we go. I'm definitely getting the sense of like third eye chakra energy, which is the chakra, for those who don't know, that deals with a lot of things, including seeing clearly through illusions, through things we were told but aren't necessarily true. Just sipping on a little bit of water. I'm definitely sensing that you're the kind of person who, yeah, we already touched on that, like very whole and like such a sweet energy, and yet is still currently in the process of just like pushing this foliage on the side to really step into the spotlight and really claim the scene, claim the show. But although you're still dealing with this foliage in the way, these illusions, I'm definitely sensing that you, like, when you feel aligned, when you're feeling good, when you're feeling centered, you see well, and you see darn well. I'm hearing. You see through people's masks, you see through the illusions, and you just see clearly things for what they are, and you're not afraid to look at them for what they are. And you're very good at just finding the truth. Although it may not feel right, even if it feels wrong, you're good at seeing the truth. And that's a very interesting thing. A very good combo with that one, I'm just gonna say that, is like, on the process of clearing out the clutter, of clearing out the illusions, you actually seem to be very good at that. Very good. It's like a superpower of yours. It's like you see through. I definitely do feel that people who know you for a long time could definitely be coming for you because they know that you tend to see into their blind spots quite easily. Could be a more specific message for maybe not everybody, but that's definitely coming through. Yeah, I'm just saying in a general broad manner, is like you see clearly. You see clearly what you want, and you see clearly things for what they are. And another thing, well, and sparing time to collaborate. I'm definitely getting back at this thing, as in you are aware that you're not alone. And that's beautiful. And you love just collaborating with the world around you, with spirit. Like we already touched on that, but yeah, it's definitely very, very sweet. I'm just seeing you like a happy end in a colony. It's just, you know, just happy to be in a community. Like just happy to be with all the friends, all the people around. I definitely feel that it may not have been necessarily this way, like all the time. In the past, you may have felt isolated. In the past, you may have felt lonely. It's definitely, yeah, definitely why I was picking up on the fact that perhaps it may have felt heavy in the past. But I'm definitely sensing that either it's lesson learned or it's something that you're coming into conclusions right now that you're not alone and you're just a happy end in this world. You're just happy to know that you're just a child of this world. It's just a very simple and innocent happiness I'm getting. And it's very, very sweet energy. More oracle cards. Again, split them into pieces. So we got destruction for this side, and we got these 3 ones here. You're a magic creator, alchemy cuts the coils of doubt. Cuts the coils of doubt. I'm definitely getting back the energy of boundaries. Is like you are very clear on what is supporting you and what is not. And you're not afraid to cut the cord. As in, if you notice that a relationship that you're entertaining with someone is not benefiting you, you're not afraid to eventually let it go. If there are things in your life, in your schedule that are not serving you, you will question them and eventually will find a workaround, a better way to go about it, or just cut the cords. I generally do feel I'm getting back this energy of just being very unapologetic. It's like people really do see you there. They should enjoy you while you're around, because if somehow you realize that they are not in your best interest, they're gonna be gone. And they cannot do anything about it. So better enjoy them while you can. Kind of energy. I'm getting very much a badass kind of energy. It's like, yeah, while you're here, enjoy it, because it may not always be the case. You're a magic creator, alchemy. Well, here I'm definitely getting, with these 3 cards, I'm definitely seeing a bridge between the 2 sides of the readings. I'm definitely sensing that there is, again, it may not, I mean, just keep hearing that it may not have always have been all butterflies and roses, and that's the reason to why Spirit is so freaking proud of you and loves you so much. But I'm definitely getting a sense of alignment here in this life. It's like, sure, you may look at your life and feel like, yeah, there are still things that I wish to see changing, that I wish to see evolving. There's still things I'd like to tweak, and guess what? You're going to be doing that till the day you die, because that's just life. It's always changing. But I'm definitely getting that, although you may feel like not everything's perfect, there's definitely alignment in many, many different ways, because like this energy on this side of the reading really calls out for this one. They feel very similar in the sense that you're very tapped in, very connected. The purple here, which is crown chakra, very connected. You definitely may have been the kind of person who felt isolated in the past, and today you've just realized that no, the highest form of connection that you have is the connection you have with all that is, with the environment. When you feel connected with the earth, you cannot feel lonely. You're gonna even get upset about the fact that, god damn it, I'd like to feel on my own right now, but you can't. That's just not a thing. You can't be alone. And that's like just this profound realization I'm getting. And from this point, life just feels easier for you. And people definitely pick up on that. It's like, this person is just happy for an inexplainable reason. and they just know that they just assume that everything's happening for them. And I definitely get that not everyone gets it. But you don't care, you're happy. But you are magic creator, alchemy is like, I'm definitely getting a sense of self-worth, which is definitely coming back to the energy, like the fact that you feel mountainous to some people around is like, oh my god, I don't know why, I don't know them, but their energy feels huge. And definitely someone who, yeah, knows how to create with the world, to go with the flow instead of against it. And that's really sweet. That's very beautiful. Beautiful, especially for the fact that we have a bridge between the two. I was not expecting that, honestly, when setting up the cards. But yeah, definitely a bridge between the two sides of the reading. So that's beautiful. That's a very, very funny energy that we got here, honestly. Destruction. To me, this card is like very dark. Not dark in the sense that it feels bad, but very dark in the sense of very raw, very primal, which is very fun because it clashes with this kind of very innocent, angelic nature. It's like, oh my god, it's all golden, it's just so cute, so innocent, you're just collaborating with everyone, and boom. Destruction. I really do sense that something. I'm strongly sensing that most of Pile 1 viewers are not aware of that actually. It's like it's something that you do feel on some occasions, but not necessarily something that you feel regularly, that you have a whole freaking lot of power within you. You have the power to move mountains. And wink, wink, that's the reason to why people perceive you this way. Oh my god, people are intimidated by you, and you see yourself as in, but why would they? I don't see myself like I have anything. I don't know why I would scare people off. I don't see why it would be intimidating. I'm just going about my life in a simple way, in a happy way. Well, because there is a strong ass energy within you, definitely. A very big energy, very destructive energy. But it's like it's the energy that you know you can't mess around with this person. It's like they have. It's definitely. I'm definitely getting the energy of strong self-confidence, the energy of feeling and knowing your power in its rawest primal way. And that's definitely something which is it feels very, very masculine, of a masculine energy, whereas what we had before was very much more of a fluttery, more feminine energy, more very sweet, very fluid. That one's on the other side of the polarity, on the other side of the spectrum, which is adding to the fact that it feels very whole. That's how you're perceived. Like you feel very whole, very complete. You have a bit of everything. And definitely a very, very strong energy. Could we have more details about what this power may entail? I just feel like you have naturally, a very strong understanding of what power is. And everyone, like, everyone's different. Everyone has a different kind of sensitivity. So everyone's going to have different, will be, I'd say, expressing their power in different manners. But I definitely feel that some of you could have an extraordinarily powerful, influential power. Some people could look physically strong. That's definitely one thing that coming through. Some people could definitely appear as financially strong. It's like you can get what you want. And although it may not be necessarily something that you're aware of, some of you definitely are, but I'm not sensing that everyone is aware of that. It's definitely something that the world around you perceives. And the world around you is eager to see the day where you're going to actually claim it and realize, oh my god, I had this all along. Oh, hell yeah. That's why you are perceived from the outside as this almost intimidating force. Whereas you don't necessarily understand. It's like, I don't know why people find me intimidating. I'm not doing it on purpose. No, you're not doing it on purpose. You're just badass. You're just a badass. You can't help it. But yeah, definitely like whoa kind of energy. So that's that. So yeah, very, very, very profound, very interesting reading we had. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Group number 1, pile number 1. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated, and how it makes you feel. I'm very curious to read about all your thoughts. And yeah, I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope you're enjoying. I wish you to open up even more, to open your heart to everything that you are, for you to discover all the light. Beeping the camera. For you to discover all the light that is within you, to embrace it, to enjoy it, because there's a lot to be enjoyed within you, definitely. And yeah, I wish you the best. Until next time, see ya. Well, hello there, Pile 2. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're excited about the message as much as I am. If you chose Pile 2, if you chose the Amazonite, here, there you go. That's going to be your reading, so let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. Okay, so in this reading, we're going to be doing something a little particular. We're going to be splitting up in half the reading. We're going to have on one side how people are seeing you from at first glance, the people that don't necessarily know you, the people that just you come across in the street. And on the other end, on the right, we're going to be diving into how people who know you much better perceive you, people who see you more in depth, and especially how spirit sees you. So much more like deep messages about who you are on the inside from an external point of view still. So let's get to it. Let's get to the tarot cards first. So we have the Temperance card again. We already had it in the first group. The King of Pentacles, okay. As well as on the other side, we have the Fool, that's very cute. Queen of Pentacles, well, that's interesting. We've got the King and the Queen, as well as the Five of Swords. Okay. So, the Five of Swords doesn't ring a bell at all. I don't know why it's here, so we're gonna start with the other cards first. Well, first of all, on the other side, what people perceive of you, especially when they don't know you, like the first impression vibe. People you cross in the street, they don't even know your name. What's the kind of energy you're giving off? That's the kind of thing that we're getting with these two cards here. Temperance and King of Pentacles. Well, these are two big cards. First of all, we got like the King of Swords as well as the Major Arcana. We got, on both cards, we got a human figure. I'm definitely sensing that you feel human to people in the sense that you feel approachable. Especially with, like, the Temperance card is very, I'd say, sweet, nurturing energy. The King of Pentacles, I perceive it as like quite a generous, also kind of energy. I just feel like a very friendly vibe that you're giving off to people, to strangers. You feel very friendly. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, like sometimes people just stop in the street to ask you about their path, like if they got lost, they just stop someone in the street to get the directions. Well, believe it or not, people, it's like psychological, but people don't, you don't stop any random person in the street when you want to ask for directions. The people you're gonna be asking to are generally people who feel a little friendlier. And I'm definitely sensing that you could have made yourself the reflection sometimes. That's weird. Today, like 3 different people asked me for direction. That seems a lot to be just a coincidence. I'm definitely sensing that, yeah, you're just in the street, you come off as someone who's very friendly and very open. And yeah, people just feel at ease around you. You feel very approachable, very human in that meaning, at least. Temperance card, you definitely come off as someone who's very peaceful. It may not necessarily be the way that you feel, but you come off as, at least. That's one thing. But yeah, you feel very, your energy, your vibe feels very peaceful, very calm, very tranquil, very like in harmony. And I also get this kind of energy with the King of Pentacles, actually. The King of Pentacles is definitely this kind of very earthly energy, very grounded, very stable, very reliable, very steady. Someone who creates a kingdom for themselves. and very abundant in a way. I'm hearing that you could have a taste for dressing in a bit of a fancy manner, and people pick up on that. Definitely, you could be definitely the kind of person that that people just meet and go like, oh, they probably have high income. That's a very specific message, but I'm hearing that thing as well. But yeah, very reliable, steady, grounded energy, very earthly energy, which is the Suit of Pentacles in tarot, definitely. Since here we got the King, got the Pentacle of it. You also come across, yeah, like someone generous, like caring. I'm getting more this feminine vibe as well. Not to say that you're necessarily a woman, but there is this feminine energy coming across. There is like very caring, loving, nurturing, definitely with the temperance, but also generous. I'm feeling with the King of Pentacles. That's very interesting. Like these two cards together, they're also making me feel that you're definitely the kind of person, like people see you as the kind of person who has created an empire for themselves, and sitting in this throne you feel at peace as like at the end of a long day when you just go to rest in your bed, you just feel tired but happy because you know everything you've accomplished. That's kind of the vibe you're giving off to people. Like people definitely feel like you have achieved a lot, and you definitely could have, because it's like it's the kind of first impression energy, so it's not necessarily what's actually going on. But since here we got the King of Pentacles and here we got the Queen of Pentacles, where you definitely have some big earth energy going on, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of what we're getting from the King of Pentacles is actually accurate of what's actually going on in your life, and not just the first vibe impression that you're giving off to people. But I'm definitely sensing that people perceive you as someone who has created a lot in their lives, someone who perhaps have achieved a lot, and yeah, you definitely could appear as like very business oriented to some. Not every one of you would be into this kind of very businessy energy, but you could definitely give off this vibe, especially through the way you dress, if that's a thing that actually concerns you. But yeah, very interesting energies we're getting from here. And the most interesting thing is that we have like almost a mirror with the Queen of Pentacles here. Another interesting thing is that these energies and these energy are not completely alike. It's almost as if, yeah, there's what's going on the surface, but there's also what's going on deep down. Definitely sensing. Well, with these two cards here, the Fool, it's like with these energies, I'm getting like from the outside, like you got the King of Pentacles, you got the Major Arcana of the Temperance. It's like big, strong energy, big vibes. It feels very mature. It feels like someone who would say like this expression, oh my god, they feel like someone. Well, I mean, I hope so. If you're human, I hope that people feel that you're someone. That goes without saying. But it's like just capturing the idea that people feel you like, yeah, like you have created a name for yourself. It feels mature. It feels yeah, very big, someone that people would be looking up to. And here we got the Fool, which is just like the opposite of this energy, which throws me a little off, but which is very interesting at the same time. The Fool is the baby. I genuinely do feel that you are in a state, how spirits see you, and really how people who have known you for a long time see within you is you generally do feel like very innocent and in almost a perpetual state of new beginnings. I wouldn't be surprised if your life feels like ever changing on the daily almost. I wouldn't be surprised, because yeah, you definitely do feel like deep down your energy really feels like the one of someone who is constantly reinventing themselves, constantly new things, new friendships, new opportunities. It's like life is ever changing, and there's definitely this especially with the Fool, there's definitely this sense of it feels very pure, very innocent, the absolute opposite of the mature seriousness that we got going on the other side, which is what is very, very interesting, honestly. But yeah, deep down, you really do feel much more like that. As if on the surface, it's like, oh yeah, I've done this, I've done that, everything's going on well. And deep down, it's just like, oh my god, wake up in the morning, how much fun am I gonna have today? So like very clashing energies, but it's very interesting to see them coexisting together. But another interesting thing is that we got the Queen of Pentacles, which is definitely calling to the King of Pentacles, as in definitely something which is not only just a surface thing, is that there is a lot of earth energy within your field, a lot of the earth element. You feel very grounded and grounding to people around you. You seem very practical. So like you think straight, and yeah, you're very practical, very grounded. But the Queen of Pentacles is almost giving me, well, with the Fool, it's definitely giving me the vibe again of purity, of innocence, but definitely someone who very loving, nurturing and generous. Yeah, someone who's very nurturing, very generous, this very, very sweet energy. And we could have a lot of women on this call, actually. That's what I'm realizing, because we have a lot of feminine energy going on. You don't necessarily have to be a woman, but I'm definitely sensing there could be many. But yeah, because like very nurturing, very loving, very caring, very generous energy. It's not necessarily, you don't have to be a woman for that, obviously, but that's what I'm getting here. And also very connected, is like at heart you feel very, very simply connected to the elements around you, which yet again is contrasting with a little bit with the King. Is like here on this side of the reading we had this generosity that was already appearing through, so that's definitely something which is going on throughout your field. But we were getting much more of I was getting much more of a like business oriented person, like someone who really has achieved a lot of things. And here we're more like someone who doesn't necessarily care about achieving a lot of things. It's like, sure, people perceive you as someone who's achieved a lot. You very well could have, but it's not necessarily what you care about the most. That's what I'm getting. It's much more innocent, much more pure. It's like, oh yeah, you're happy with everything which is going on in your life, but you know, you're just happy to be happy. That's what I'm getting now. And I'm definitely getting a sense of like a very refined, almost luxurious energy going on within you. And yeah, that's interesting. But it's like, yeah, how do I put it into words? It's like the difference that I have between the what's going on outside and what's going on inside, between the King of Pentacles and between the Queen of Pentacles. Like here, it feels very like it feels masculine in the way that it's very overt. It's like it feels very in your face. It's like, look at everything that I've done. Whereas here it feels so much more innocent, there's so much more purity, especially with the Fool card just next to it. It feels very like, yeah, I've done all these things, but you know, it's like, it feels very humble. That's it. There you go. I got the word now. It feels very, very humble, which is very fun. I definitely do feel that a lot of people could really get into you and fall in love with you. That's a side message, but definitely something that's coming through. Because at first you come off as this very strong energy, very approachable, very generous, very sweet. But you know, I feel that some people could almost feel intimidated by the amount of things you've done, and it's obvious your energy screams out that yeah, you've done a lot and you know your stuff. But when they get to know you on the other side, it's like, oh my god, you're so much more humble. And I mean, you're so humble, you're so pure, and you feel so innocent. And that's really like a contrast that people don't necessarily expect when getting to know you. And it's definitely something that gets people. I'm hearing. But a very sweet, very innocent energy, very generous, very caring, very motherly energy I'm getting. And yeah, it's so sweet. And then we got this card that I don't get. Nine of Pentacles. I'm just trying to get confirmation cards. Like independence. We'll go throwback to luxury. I'm gonna do, well, you know what? I'm just gonna keep that on the side. We're just gonna bring to the table directly the oracle cards that I have on the side for the sake of, like, originally they're just for the sake of diving deeper to get more messages on both ends. But I'm hoping that the oracle cards are also gonna give us a little more context about this card, which I'm not sure to understand well in the context. Got Bee Spirit here. Wait, it's too low, we don't see them. There you go. So I'm gonna keep here. We're gonna see if I end up using it or not. The Wasp Spirits. It makes some more sense now. The Muse Reclaim. Oh, okay, now it does make sense. Okay. We're gonna go back to here first. I'm gonna leave that to the side for a second. For how people see you, I'm definitely getting, well, Bee Spirit, sweet results. So wait, I was saying before that your energy feels very sweet to people. Well, definitely, we got confirmation right here. I really do feel like that, yeah, you come off of someone, yeah, it's like, oh my god, they've achieved so much, oh my god, they feel so big, like their presence is so big, it can almost feel intimidating, but also very peaceful, very gentle. It feels like the gentle giant, honestly, from the outside. And I definitely feel that a lot of people feel that they just know when they come across you that you have a big destiny. It's like it's something that they can't explain. It's like, I just feel like this person is going to achieve great things. I wouldn't be surprised if that person has already achieved great things, but no matter what, I know they're gonna be known. They're gonna leave a mark on this planet. They're gonna be doing some huge things on this planet. That's definitely the kind of energy I'm getting here. Like, people feel that you're here to do stuff. You're not here to be invisible. Definitely, you're here to be in the light, and they know that you're gonna achieve great things, even if they don't know you, really. And another message, definitely, that they feel your energy very, very sweet, very approachable, and very cute, honestly. You, the Muse, I'm definitely getting the fact that you're very inspiring people. You're very inspiring, yeah, to people. On one end, because of the fact that you come across as someone who's achieved so many things, because you very well could have achieved many things. You also come across as someone, I feel like, who has a lot of skills, is very intelligent. It's like you have a lot to bring to the table, although you don't necessarily brag about it, although you don't necessarily tell people, although people just end up realizing it after a while. It's like, oh my god, they have everything going on and they didn't even talk about it. What the heck? I definitely feel like you could be very inspiring to people because of everything you're bringing to the table, even if you're not necessarily focused on that when you meet someone new. You're definitely inspiring people to be, to achieve, to go after what they want to go. Like, this very inspiring, motivating energy. But also, I'm definitely sensing that, you're also very inspiring in a creative way. It's like, because there is this duality, especially on the first vibe approach here, between like a more masculine energy with the King of Pentacles and a more feminine energy with the Temperance. Definitely that, you, on one end, it's like, sure, you're here to do big things, to achieve great things, and you're very inspiring and motivating people to like get there, to climb to their mountaintops. But on the other end, you're also very sweet and you inspire people creatively. It's like you're just inspiring in all the ways I'm feeling. So you could definitely have a lot of knowledge, like a lot of quote unquote random knowledge, a lot of knowledge about very scattered different topics. And that could be inspiring people because you could be opening up their minds to new things they never thought about. But very inspiring energy. And also very balanced between the feminine and the masculine, I'm hearing. Let me just drink a little bit. On the other end, though, that's interesting because we have very deep energies at work. And now the Five of Swords makes a lot more sense. This is definitely 100% not something that people pick up on when they first meet you, because none of that is felt on this side. So that's something that only the people who are the closest to you actually end up noticing or becoming aware of, and definitely something that spirit sees. It's like everyone who sees a little beyond will end up noticing these things within you, but it's definitely not something that is seen on the surface. That's what I'm hearing. The Five of Swords is traditionally the card that deals with, to me, especially with this depiction, narcissism and conflict and almost criminality, someone taking advantage of others. That's why I was like, I don't understand how it fits in this reading. But now I'm understanding better. These three cards together, and we're gonna go back to this one, the Nine of Pentacles at the end. Sometimes life stings. I definitely feel that if you clicked on this group, you probably are someone who dealt with this kind of energy in the past. As in, you were on the receiving end of said energy. Like on this card, the depiction is literally like there is a golden sword, Egyptian sword, something like that, who is chained for other swords which are just withering away. Just like the flowers in the middle, they're thriving, and the farther away they are from the center, they're just withering away. It's like it's sucking the life energy of the souls around. And I just feel like in the past, you very well may have been in the situation of one of those four swords around, on the receiving end of someone who was sucking your life energy, as in a narcissistic kind of behavior. Especially, yeah, I'm hearing especially like in this case narcissism. And well, first of all, I'm sorry. That has to be said. But yeah, it definitely could have been through romantic relationships. It could have been a familial, like something that was experienced in the family context. It could have taken the form of bullying in school. But yeah, I'm getting this very like not so fun kind of energy that happened in the past. It's definitely old stories for you. But either you have already, like, I was about to say learned the lesson, but I'd like to put in with other words. As in, I'm just gonna put it straight, I'm feeling that some of you are still processing it while others have already made peace with it. There you go. Sometimes life stings. I'm definitely sensing that, yeah, this is like almost a life lesson. It's something which is here to teach you a lot about personal boundaries and about your personal power and about your light. And those of you pile twos who have already made peace with this topic can attest that yes, it sucked back then, but it definitely made you become a person that you are so proud to be today. Because it's definitely, I'm hearing like the lesson is definitely, it's when you are in a situation when your life force is being sucked by someone else, when you feel your light is being dimmed and absorbed by someone else, well, it sucks and it can scar the heart. But the beautiful lesson is that when you make peace with it, you realize how much you shine. Like, that's when you realize how much you're important, how much boundaries are important, how bright you shine. And I'm definitely hearing that either you are currently in the process of realizing it since you have clicked on this video, or it's already something that is behind you and you've already realized that how much love and self-esteem and self-confidence you're building for yourself, the kind of self-confidence that someone who hasn't gone through such experience would not reach, I'm hearing, in this lifetime. So it's definitely, it's like, I'm definitely hearing like the kind of the typical thing you hear with traumas. It's like a trauma takes away from your life for as long as you haven't processed it, and once you make peace with it, then you realize how much of a gift it actually was. Some of you see the gift, some of you still don't. Some of you are definitely still in the process of making peace with it. And yeah, for those who are still in the process of it, Spirit are definitely saying please look at, if you're feeling it, please look at yourself with love and compassion, because this is the only thing that's going to get you out of there. This is the only thing that you need at the end of the day, what you lacked. Love and compassion. Approach this topic with love and compassion. Otherwise, you're just going to add fire to the fire. But yeah, anyway, for those who have already been through this, or just to give you a little taste of what's to come, anyway, Spirit really do see you with this Reclaim card, like someone who has such an almost absurd level of self-confidence and self-love because of, or thanks to, depending on how you what's your relationship with such event, will happen in the past. Like such a strong self-esteem. Like Reclaim, this card to me just screams reclaiming your power, reclaiming your the love that you have for yourself, reclaiming the respect that you have for yourself. We're talking self-love, self-confidence. Yeah, we're talking about the 3 lower chakras, especially, like feeling secure within yourself, feeling so much love within yourself, feeling so much confidence within yourself, seeing your own light and how freaking bright you shine, honestly. And that's definitely something which is almost a defining factor within your energy, not necessarily something that comes across outside, besides the fact that your energy feels very big to the people around you. But yeah, definitely someone who's learned a lot and who's gone through it, and who either has or will eventually realize that sometimes life stinks for a reason. Because you're not meant to be just like the neighborhood, you're meant to rise very, very high. And what better way to get to such, what better way to leave such a profound mark on this planet than to have an amazing level of self-confidence and self-esteem and self-love and self-respect, really owning your power. And what a better way for that to have had the opposite experience in the past. That's just one of the ironic, wicked ways life unfolds. But I hope it makes sense. I'm definitely, like, the clarifier card we had before is like the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is definitely the card of independence and independence and luxury. In this context, I'm especially seeing it as just being so proud of oneself. Just you as the cat being so proud of yourself because you have built yourself an empire with all the coins, all the food, like the birds and the mouse, which are the cat's food. And it's like you got everything at your fingertip, and this is all made because you realize how much worth you have and how bright you shine through this experience, which is definitely calling me back to the Queen of Pentacles, like this whole idea of generosity and nurturing energy. Especially after such an experience, you could have realized how much generosity and nurturing are core value of yours. So yeah, I hope this helps. I'm sorry if it got a little heavy at some point. But this message really wanted to come through. Yeah, the most interesting thing is really how much like you feel multi-layered to people. It's like there's something going on the surface, and there's definitely what's going on deep down has definitely something to do with what's going on the surface, but there's much more on this side. I mean, just look at the number of the cards. It's like we got many more cards here than we have here. And by many more, I mean, like, yeah, 2. Well, it's not many more, but you get the gist. Okay, well, please let me know down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated, how it made you feel. I'd love to read about your thoughts. And yeah, I wish you to enjoy all of this, enjoy all of your light. If you're still healing from this experience, I'm with you. You're gonna make it. You got this. You're strong, especially with that card coming up. And I wish you to enjoy it all. And yeah, wishing you the best. And until next time, see ya. Pile 4, you're up. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you're excited about the reading. Hope you're excited about the message. If you chose the Amethyst, I'm not gonna forget about that. If you chose the little Amethyst, that's gonna be your reading. So let's not waste any more time. I'm excited. Let's get to it. Okay, so pile 4, we're gonna be dividing the reading into parts down the middle of the table, really. On the left, we're gonna have what people perceive of you at first glance, like overall vibe. What's the first impression that you give to people when they first meet you? Or just people who don't know you that well in general. On the other side, on the right, we're gonna have more on the perspective from people who've known you for a longer time and just overall spirit. Like, from what I've heard with the other groups, it's essentially what spirit sees of you. So, two different perspectives on how people view you, and I'm very interested to see what we have for you. I'm gonna start with the tarot cards. So, on the left, we have the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Wands. And let's see them. Here we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords. Okay. So the overall first vibe that you gave off, just from the imagery, like the innocent white rabbit with the rose petals, I'm definitely getting a very sensual romantic vibe from you. Like, oh my god. Someone who looks very pretty, who appears as a little sweet little angel, but you also know that they would be a sweet little devil in bed. That's the kind of energy I'm getting, honestly. Like, very, someone who you feel is both a little angel and a little devil when it comes to that, but very romantic, very sensual energy. And that's very interesting. That's very cute. It's a very interesting energy. Straight off the bat. I'm not necessarily... Yeah, that's not the traditional reading of a Knight of Swords. I'm gonna give you that. But hey, I'm channeling today, so you got that. Here we got the Seven of Wands, which is definitely the energy of being guarded. I'm getting another message now through the Nine of Swords as well. Okay, gotcha. You definitely appear to people, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that the majority of Pile 4 viewers aren't necessarily aware of. So it's going to be a good awareness exercise. You definitely appear to people as being quite guarded, and I don't know if that's intended on your end. That's the thing I'm getting. Quite guarded is like, it's literally like this hand having a beautiful golden gem in the palm, but just keeping it to itself and just fending, like guarding it from all the other branches around, which are just getting destroyed. I'm absolutely not getting an aggressive vibe here. You do not appear as aggressive in the slightest. To the opposite, quite attractive, but they're like very much guarded. It's like it's this very drowning energy, but I'm almost hearing now like as if there's, okay, I'm gonna give you one first reading of the message I'm getting. We'll see if there's more and another version of it coming later. I'm gonna start with that. I'm definitely getting that, if not all, a lot of people on this pile, if you clicked on this pile, there's something going on with not being necessarily aware of the vibe you're giving off to people who meet you. Like the first impression you're making on people, you're not necessarily aware of what's going on with that. I'm definitely sensing that people are immediately aware that, first of all, you're darn attractive, but they're also aware that there's something like a gem of pure gold that you're holding in your heart. It's like they just feel that you're such an amazing person that they would love to get to know, but they also feel that it's gonna be darn hard to get there, because it's gonna be a long time to get you to trust them. Like, people can feel that you're very, I'd say, almost closed off. Like, you're very guarded. You're very, on the surface, like, you're very kind, you're very sweet, more than sweet, you've already touched on that. But people feel also that despite this beautiful energy going on, if they really want to get to know you, it may not be the easiest thing in the world, actually, to get to know you. It's like if they want to get past that, past the romance, past the first obvious attractive piece of it, it's not necessarily going to be the easiest to get to know you. And again, I don't know if that's intended. I don't know if that's something you're aware of. And with this energy, I'm definitely getting, well, here, yeah, two versions of the stories. Like some of you are definitely aware and you're playing big times with this energy of romance. It's like it's something in sensuality, something that you like flirting. You're my flirty one and you like it. But some of you, especially with this card, is like some of you are not aware of it even. It's like some of you are very attractive and you feel like you're getting a lot of unwanted attention because you're not aware that you are, without meaning it, very flirty. That's the kind of an ironic energy I'm getting. Is like I'm really getting that a lot of people are aware that you're getting a lot of attention, but you don't necessarily understand why, because you're not necessarily seeing that you're attractive and that you're very romantic without even meaning it. So that's another fun. That's a fun way. Like if you were not aware of it, well, there you go. That's why people are turning their heads to see you. That is very ironic, but yeah, it's like I don't get it. Why are people so obsessed with me? I just like, you know, to be the wallflower and not be noticed, but everyone's noticing me and I don't like it. Oh dear. Well, dear friend of mine, it's gonna be hard for you to hide, especially with this kind of energy going on. But some of you are definitely aware of that and are fully embracing it and having a lot of fun with it, I'm hearing. But besides that, I'm generally sensing that there is a lot of gold that people are perceiving within you. It's like you just have such a gem in your heart, such a golden heart, that you're not necessarily allowing people to see. And I'm definitely sensing that people can feel. By the way, just between parentheses, what I'm describing right now is the first impression you give to people. We'll see after if that's actually what's going on, because maybe that's just the first impression that people are getting off of you, but that's not actually what's going on within you. Just want to make that clear before carrying on. But yeah, I'm definitely sensing that people don't feel invited in your heart, and that they don't necessarily. I'm definitely sensing, like, I would describe it as like an intimacy phobia. It's like people feel that although they would love to get to know you, because sure, it's so pretty, so attractive, so sweet, and very tempting also, discussed on the Little Devil before, it's like they can feel that there is a lot of gold underneath as well, and they just long to, oh my god, I'd love so much to get to know this person, even just as a friend, you know? But they just feel that they can't really, because I feel that they can tell that you're not all that comfortable with intimacy. And in this context, I'm not using intimacy as in bed. I'm saying intimacy as in letting someone see you for who you are, like inviting someone in your heart. That kind of intimacy, like just allowing people to discover more of you as a person. Even platonically, that's what I'm getting now. And on that note, going back to the Nine of Swords, I'm definitely getting that it's like the reason to why it's like people. I'm sensing that not everyone feels that. What I'm describing right now, it's not everyone senses that, because for people to sense that, especially as a first impression, these people need to be very sensitive in the first place. They need to be able to feel into you, which is, I mean, nowadays it's not the most common thing. If you're here watching a tarot reading, it's likely that, yeah, it's like the majority. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a higher concentration of sensitive people with tarot readings, because we're talking about energetics, we're talking about this kind of stuff. So, you know, it's like it's much more accepted and owned in these spheres. But just keep in mind that not everyone watches tarot readings, and that not everyone has already tapped into their sensitivity, and some people are at war with it. It's in our Western society, sensitivity is not necessarily valued and seen as what it is. which is very darn important and a freaking gift. So I'm definitely sensing that not everyone picks up on what I'm currently describing, but the people who are sensitive, they do pick up on that, on the fact that you are guarded and you don't necessarily allow people in. And I'm hearing because they also do feel that you have a bit of a heavy heart. What's up with the group 4? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely sensing that's like the picture is very explicit. It just feels like people feel that you feel as if someone stabbed you in the heart. And as such, you're, as a defense mechanism, you're like, well, I'm done. I'm not letting anyone else come into my heart space anymore, which is more than understandable. Let me give you that. But as a result, yeah, it's like you're unwilling, unawarely, unwilling, I don't know if that's a word, unwillingly cutting yourself also from the people who would know how to love you. But, you know, it's like, yeah, just a heavy heart. And that's the reason to why you're just keeping this beautiful gem for yourself, I'm hearing. Which is totally understandable, but yeah, I'm feeling that the people who come across your path who are a little bit on the more sensitive side, they can pick up on that. They already can pick up on that, on the fact that, yeah, you're not very loud, although very attractive, although you love having fun with that, you're not all of you Pal 4s are necessarily on the louder side, and some of you enjoy being more of the wallflower kind of person. You enjoy not picking too much attention. Although when you do, you may very well enjoy playing with that. But yeah, I'm definitely sensing that you're more the person who just wishes people to stay away, just in case. And, well, I understand that, and I'm so sorry for whatever happened. I'm sensing that I'm not getting any clear, specific one thing that could have happened because we have multiple people on this call, and that for each and every one, it would be something different. It's like it ties into your personal story. I'm not gonna lie on this one. Could be a past romantic relationship. It could be something much older, whatever it is. But yeah, that's the energy I'm getting from like what people pick up on from the outside. Yeah. Very sensual, but also guarded. A little, it feels a little like, yeah, heartbroken, honestly. And I'm so sorry if that's the case. On the other end, how Spirit is seeing you, I'm definitely sensing, well, first of all, that this energy that I'm picking up on is not necessarily permanent. Let me explain. It doesn't feel, the energy we have, like the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, this very much calls out for me. It's the energy like of investing. It's like, not in the sense of sacrificing the present moment for the future one, but more in the sense that you know how to enjoy the moment, but you're also very focused, at least at this point in time. And that's what I feel why this energy is not permanent. It's like right now at this moment of your life, that's what you're focused on. And energy, like this energy is what I'm getting, and Spirit is really, like from Spirit's perspective, that's the energy you're currently in. But it really does feel that it's not something that will necessarily last. You're gonna get more confirmations about that, like why it's not meant to last later on. But yeah, definitely like this energy is the energy of investing, and next to the Eight of Swords, I'm definitely getting the energy of someone who is crafting, perfecting their craft rather. It's like on the imagery, like you have this fresh, I don't know how you say it in English, I'm gonna be totally honest, but like when you've just freshly created the sword from like it wouldn't be the mason. No, it wouldn't be the mason. It'd be like, I don't have the word, like the one who works with the metal. But I hope you get what I mean. Like someone has freshly created a sword and they're just testing it, and this one has just been testing and it broke because it wasn't good enough. So back to creating another sword, and you have a collection of swords behind, and definitely getting the energy of someone who's perfecting their craft. Someone who is really investing into either learning new skills, it could be, but for a few select of you, I feel, because the majority of you are much more in this perspective of, I have some skills, and I'm developing them, I'm reinvesting into them, I'm investing in my future. Very much this energy of I'm building an empire, so to speak, is very much the energy I'm getting here. I'm investing in my future, and I'm perfecting my craft. I'm fine-tuning my skills. That's definitely the energy I'm getting. But yeah, on the other end, it's like, well, sure, but you're not gonna be investing in your future forever. It's like, it just feels like it's just a phase of your life, so to speak. But that's an interesting energy, like very focused. I just find it very beautiful, honestly, this energy of being like very, yeah, very grounded, very practical. Like we got Pentacles and Swords, which is earth and air, which is like the perfect combination, honestly, when it comes to making a game plan for the future. Like very ensuring that you're building yourself the most comfortable living. It could, yeah, it's like investing in yourself, investing in your future, investing in your skills. Could be self-development, it could be all of that. But that's very interesting energy. Well, now I'm eager to pull some, like, our oracle cards that I've already pulled, which are going to give us simply more information about both ends. I'm very curious to have more information about both ends, actually, like what's up with that. So here we have, I'm going to show on the closer to the camera, the Dragonfly Spirit. And on the other end we got Spider Spirit. Have the Starfish Spirit. Then back here got 3. Ooh, many cards. Okay. Magic happens when you most expect it. Fall in love with your own story. Rise. And here we got Trust for the other side. Okay, let me rearrange them because they don't even fit on the camera. Well, we have many cards. Okay, well, good enough. Okay, back to here there. Fall in love with your own spirit. Well, these two cards, they're calling out to me. They're both very blue. Like just the words rise, transcend. They're definitely giving me of the energy that people, since we're in the side of the reading, which is all about like first impressions and what you come off as. Like when you go to the gym, like what is it that people pick up on, even without necessarily engaging in a conversation with you. Like your energy really does feel like someone who's very focused on their growth, very focused on their ascension. And I'm getting a two-sided story here. It's like you are very focused on your growth, but there's also a much more profound sense of ascension going on. It's like you just investing in your growth and realizing after a while, oh my god, what I've actually done much more than what I thought I was doing, and the results that I'm reaping, the benefits I'm reaping right now are much deeper than what I was looking forward to. I was just looking to grow and become a better version of myself, and now I'm realizing I feel like I am much more intimate with myself, that I know myself so much better. So yeah, it's like two-sided stories. Like on one end you appear as very focused on your evolution and on becoming a better version of yourself. Congrats on that one, by the way. The other end is definitely the energy of you ascending. People are noticing around you that you're becoming a better version of yourself. Yes, sure, but you're also becoming, I would say, more mature, but that's not the right word. It's like, I would almost say like wiser. Because I feel like this other kind of growth that I'm sensing is not mental in any way, shape, or form. That's why like becoming more mature doesn't capture it very well. I'd say, yeah. People feel that I would say, are opening up. The words won't come out. That you're opening up to the world. That you're just becoming a better version of yourself, sure, but also that you're just expanding as a person. I hope it makes sense. And you're just rising above. So yeah, that's very interesting. And with these two other cards, what can we get? Fall in love with your own story. I generally feel that, yeah, you appear as someone who's, yeah, sure, a little guarded on one end, definitely with the Seven of Wands, but on another end, like the flip side of the coin is that you're very much focused on your own story and in loving yourself, learning how to love yourself even more. Like people really, I feel that people admire you a lot for that. Is that, yeah, you really seem to be showing the example of what it looks like for someone to be focusing on themselves to the degree of falling in love with themselves, falling in love with their own story, with their own path, with their own purpose. That's very deep. Magic happens when you most expect it. I definitely feel that you've been guided to do things that people around you wouldn't necessarily do. As in, do we have an example on this one? Not necessarily. It's more like, yeah, it's just in your environment, the typical kind of people that you are around, perhaps the typical people that are in your city, that you just, yeah, that just live in your general geographical area, they don't necessarily do the kind of things that you do or that you've chosen to do, especially lately. So that's really something, is like people see you as like this magical being who just does stuff and it works, and people are like, oh my god, I never even thought about that. It sounds so cool, it's so great. I'm hearing like perhaps everyone, like all the people that you knew are in school, in college, whatever, learning and earning a degree, and you just started to start your own business. And it just happens that in your specific environment, it's not traditional to start your own business. So yeah, that's something I would stand out. For instance, I don't know very much of the US, but I'm getting that perhaps in the US that would be much more traditional. But here in Europe, for instance, especially in certain countries, it's like someone starting their own business, it feels rare, it feels very new, feels risky, feels mysterious, it's like, but this kind of person who does it, which just happens to be you in this example, is very much like, yeah, you stand out because you're daring to do stuff boldly that other people around you in your area wouldn't be doing. And it just happens to be working out for you very well, and people are looking up for you. Like, you inspire them and are very like, yeah, they're just in awe of everything you're doing. I'm hearing another message that I'm getting, just based off the colors, that we got a bit of purple everywhere. It's like, it's subtle on all the cards, but like, especially on this side of the reading, it's very subtle. You don't see that much purple, but there is. Here is mostly pink, here mostly red, here mostly blue with a splash of green, something like that. We don't have much purple, but it's just creeping up a little bit everywhere. I'm definitely getting, especially when we're talking about the rising and transcending, I'm definitely getting the vibe of an ascension, as in you are just focusing on your growth and your evolution, investing in yourself, investing in your future. And what you're actually starting to realize just now is that you're actually becoming a version of yourself which is completely different and who has a much broader perception of life. I'm getting a much more spiritual stance of life. Not in the sense that you have to be spiritual or that you are spiritual. You definitely don't have to be. I'm not necessarily getting that vibe of spirituality here. Self-improvement, self-development, definitely. But not necessarily spirituality. But it's definitely, yeah, you just seem to be growing wiser. Not necessarily instead of more knowledge. It's like you're focusing on becoming more knowledgeable, having more skills, and you're just noticing yourself growing wiser. Much more wiser than knowledgeable. And that's a very amazing thing. And I just feel like that whatever's going on with this heartbroken energy is not here to stay. And let's get to this side now, because I think that this is where it's interesting and where we're gonna start having a lot of more context about what's going on here. Because I'm still sorry for this energy, honestly, that I was picking up earlier. So I'm very curious to see like what's going on with it. But yeah, Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. Starfish Spirit, open up to infinite possibilities and trust with the moth. 2 moths, actually. It's definitely giving me surrender kind of energy. Oh, okay, I get it. I have the context. Get ready. It's like, you know, you appear to the eyes of spirit very much focused. I was about to say self-centered, but it doesn't have a very good connotation, especially in English. It's like you're very focused on yourself. You're focused on your life. You're focused on your success. You're focused on your goals. That is beautiful. And you're very focused on investing in yourself, investing in your future, perfecting your craft. There we go. And that's something that you're proud of, and you totally should be. And Spirit is very proud of you, and people look up to you for that because you inspire people, definitely. But here we have a completely purple card, and here we have a second one, where here we had only splashes, and that's definitely indicating me that there is a strong invitation. You are currently in a phase of your life where you are letting go of an old version of yourself, of an old version of you. And that's definitely what I was picking up on. Like, you seem to be growing you seem to be focused on becoming more knowledgeable and being more grounded, like perfecting your physical conditions. But what's actually happening behind the curtain is that you are just growing wiser. That's what I was just saying. And definitely getting that what I was picking up on is definitely that you're just stepping into a completely new, different version of you. Because these cards are just an invitation to be optimistic, I'm going to be totally honest. Make your dreams real, open up to infinite possibilities, trust. It's almost as if it's like you've been focusing for a very, very long time on perfecting your craft and becoming a better version of yourself and blah, 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 and all of this. And it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it almost feels like, as beautiful as it is, the universe is wanting to offer you something much better, much even like way more, and you're like, what I'm working towards is already so cool, right? Yeah, but the universe is saying that's nothing compared to what the universe wants to offer you, actually. And I'm definitely getting the sense of, where's the inner child gone? As in, you've been working on yourself, perfecting your craft, investing, you've been doing everything right, and it's working out well, you're seeing results, and everything's going smoothly. But you can feel that something's missing, right? You've been feeling something missing, especially you've been feeling that heavy heart. It's like you're doing everything great, but when you're in bed, sometimes you just don't feel right. And I'm just sensing that there is this little voice within you, this natural optimism. It's like this little child that you used to be, who had big dreams, much bigger dreams than that what you're creating. Don't get me wrong, what you're creating is beautiful and will see success. But what your heart is longing for is a million times bigger. And it just feels like you're focusing on these energies a lot, and the universe is definitely pushing you in that direction. But the universe is making you realize that Spirit would definitely want you to see that what you desire is not just that you actually want more. And I'm hearing that this more definitely contains healthy relationships. I wouldn't be surprised if you're the kind of person who feels a little lonely at the moment, who feels like you don't have very close friendships, close relationships, with a heavy heart, with someone who doesn't really want to dare allowing people too close because they're scared that it's gonna go bad like it used to. Wouldn't be surprised that inevitably, well, there are many people that you feel close to. But I'm definitely sensing that, yeah, look, it's like your heart is longing for this and much, much more. That's where these cards are coming in. It's like, make your dreams real, open up to infinite possibilities. Like, what you desire deep down is completely possible. And that which you desire deep down is so much bigger than just that. It includes that, but it goes so much beyond. And this kind of trust is just like the universe saying, hey, I understand that you're trying to make it all work out, but there's a point you have to surrender. You have to surrender this heavy heart. You have to surrender to the beauty of this life and realize that you don't have to make it, that you're not alone, that you don't have to make it all yourself. Yeah, I'm just sensing like there's this little voice, open up to infinite possibilities. There's this little voice within you which is so optimistic, but which is being very like suppressed because of past hurt that we have here. And I'm definitely sensing that, yeah, the movement which is currently happening, especially with these purple energies, which are indicating me that there is strong spiritual intervention, like spirit are intervening great big times in your life currently to help you realize where this is coming from. Why do you feel pessimistic? Why do you keep your heart closed? There's a very valid reason for that. And it's in exploring this very valid reason that you realize that, oh my God, this happened, made me feel bad. I want to feel compassionate towards myself. I want to love myself. Now that I understand, I love myself. I feel compassionate about myself. I feel ready to release it. And in releasing the pain, I also release the assumption that things will always go bad. And yeah, just opening to your flow, opening to the flow of life. And just this trust. I just see you in the future, not far from now, as someone who is very surrendered. Is like, you know that all that you desire will happen no matter what. You're not stupid, far from it. You're intelligent, you are resourceful, you're skillful. Everything's gonna happen. It's like, it's all gonna happen. But yeah, just see you like I see a much calmer, happier version of you. One which trusts the universe, trusts the people around, someone who is open to having beautiful relationships. So that's definitely a tendency going on in your life currently. And I'm happy to report that it's currently happening. It's not something to look forward to. Definitely what I was picking up on earlier on with these energies of like, you're very focused on your growth and it's really benefiting you. But the more you're focused on your growth and the more you're realizing that these purple energies are creeping into your field. The purple energies, by the way, I don't think I've mentioned it right now, but they're related to the crown chakra in the chakra system, which is our connection with all that is, our connection with the entire world around us. Realizing that, yeah, you are just a piece of the puzzle that is this world. So yeah, I'm looking forward to you having these breakthroughs, these realizations. Again, it's currently happening, so I don't think you're gonna have to wait for very long. Just whenever you feel these emotions really amplifying, welcome them. That spirit, that's the universe helping you feel these emotions for you to better release them. And yeah, I wish you all the best with that. I wish you to enjoy whatever you're building up to. I wish you to enjoy all that's going to be coming your way as a result of you just opening up your heart. And yeah, just enjoy life at this point. And yeah, I wish you all the best. I'll see you next time. Bye.